Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together step by step through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you if you visit my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time when you're working through your exam paper on exam day. So if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be fab. Please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more to come. And so now we're going to complete the paper C of the grade 4 2015 papers. So if you turn with me to page 18, we're going to have a look at question 6. So, oops, there we go. So here we go. So here we're required to transpose this melody up an octave using the treble clef as shown. I'm hoping you've had a go of this already, or if you want to just listen to the first part of the explanation, then have a crack at it yourself and then re-access into the video. And so now we'll look at this together. So we need to transpose this up an octave and we need to change from bass to treble. So in order to make sure we get the correct octave, if you keep middle C as an anchor point, as a sort of a reference point, we know that here we're the A below middle C, and so to take it up an octave we need to be the A above middle C. So in the treble clef, here is middle C, and so here is the A above that. So that's our starting point, and once you've got that, all the thinking's done. So I'm just going to put the rest in first just so I don't forget it, and then I'm just going to get the note heads in. I'm not going to worry about stems, and then once you've got the blobs in the correct place, then your brain's free to decide which way to put the stems. And so now we're just counting down intervals. So here we're going down a third, so we're going down to the F, 1, 2, 3, and I'm keeping everything reasonably aligned just so I don't get lost with enough to think about without worrying about getting out of sync with where we are. So here we're back up a step, so there's the G, down, down, F, E, down again, and now we've got a bit of a jump, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can do it quickly, just line, line, line. First, third, fifth, sixth. 1, 3, 5, 6. And then just to double check, that's the B below where, above where we started, below middle C. So this is the B above where we started, above middle C. So 1, 3, 5, 6 takes us to the B. There we are again. Next door note takes us down, and that should be where we started, and so we can tell we've not gone wrong. Now we're going to be going 1, 2, 3, 4, line, space, 1, 2, 3, 4 takes us to the D. Here that's the D above middle C, and so we're a D an octave above that, that's correct. Down a step takes us to C. This is middle C, so we should be 1 octave above that, and that's correct. Back up a step, down a step, down a step. So there's lots of different ways of thinking about this, just lots of different reference points. Here's our starting note again, so that should be the same as where we started, so that's correct. Back up a step, down a third, 1, 2, 3, 4, up a fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4 should take us to the C where we were here, that's correct. Down a third, again that's our starting note we keep coming back to, down a third. Now we're going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here that's the C, an octave below middle C, and so an octave higher takes us exactly to middle C, so that's correct. Up a third, next door up a step, finish with the rest. So that's all of the thinking done. Now we've just got to decide about which direction the stems go. So we're going to have to redirect the stems because a lot of these have now gone below the middle line. So this will have to come up. These will have to come up. Because I'm beginning and ending at the same note, I'm keeping it reasonably level. Because we're coming back to the same point, there's no need for a diagonal stem. Use a ruler by all means. Now this can go either way, so I'm just going to keep those up because that's the middle line. We've got a choice there, either way will do. These will have to come up because these are below the middle line. Now here we've gone above the middle line. All of these four are above the middle line. There's a slight downwards movement, so I'm just going to make that a little bit diagonal down. Now here, this can go either way, the middle line. This one must go up, so these two are going to have to turn around to accommodate that one. Now this one is below the middle line. This one is above the middle line. However, this one is only next door away, whereas this one is 1, 2, 3 away. So this one needs it most. So this one kind of outvotes and it determines that the stems go up. Sorry, I can't think and speak. So here we go. Now all of these are below the middle line. There's a general downwards trend, so I'm going to just give a slight diagonal downwards. And these stems can extend a little bit. There we go, and that's that one completed. So if you take it in steps, in stages, it's quite simple, just taking it one aspect at a time. Now let's move on. So we'll turn over the page to page 19, and we're on to the harmony questions now. These are my favourite questions. So here we go. We need to name each of the chords numbered as tonic or 1, 4, 5, tonic, subdominant, dominant. Just the Roman numerals will do. And we need to remember that we're in F major, so we're choosing from chords 1, 4 and 5 in F major. Chord 1 is based on the tonic F. This is based on B flat, of course, but your key signature will deal with that, so you don't really need to worry about it. And chord 5 is C, the first, the third, the fifth, F, A, C, and we know we're correct because the fifth forms the basis for the dominant chord here. So first, third, fifth. If you find that difficult counting, you can just count first, third, fifth. So we know, there we go, that's our C, E, G. So there are chord choices, and now we've just got to allocate them. So here we've got an F, a C, an F and A, so chord 1 is the obvious choice, or you could write tonic. So here chord 2, we've got a C, an E, a G, so that's a chord 5. Alternatively you could say dominant. Just the Roman numerals will do really. And then our last chord, we've got a B, of course it's B flat, but we don't need to worry about that, the key signature deals with that. F and D, so that's a chord 4, or we could say subdominant. There we go. And so this last section now, we need to just extend that thinking a little bit further, because we've not got just to name the chords, we've got to write them out, and we've got to determine, write out different chords for major or minor keys. So it's just a little bit more thinking. And we now need to make sure we add the key signature and the triad. So B minor is related to D major, and again, as I always suggest, have all your keys, all your related keys and key signatures written out before you even start your paper. If you're not sure how to go about that, you can see my video tutorial on the circle of fifths. You'll find the link for that in the description below. So you've already done all your thinking, and so we can see that B minor has a key signature of 2 sharps, so that's easily done once you've done all that thinking in one go. Now B minor, of course, the tonic is based on B, but we're after the subdominant, so we want the 4th degree of the scale. So if we count up B, C, D, E, that's our note for the bottom of chord 4, the first, the third, the fifth, E, G, B. And so now we've done the thinking, we just need to write E, G, B. And that's both aspects of that question completed. So here we go. We've got to write out the key signature for A flat major. So that's B flats. What's your placement here? E flats, A flats, D flats. And the tonic, chord 1, begins on an A flat, of course. We don't need to worry about the flats. The key signature deals with that. First, third, fifth. If you're not sure about counting it, first, third, fifth gives us A, C, E. And so now we just need to think, if this is C, B, A is here. We've got B, E, A flats. Just to double check everything's placed correctly. First, third, fifth. And finally we get to write C minor. The key signature for C minor, we're related to E flat major. So here we go. B flats, a little bit of brain freeze there. E flats, A flats, there we go. And we need to write the dominant for that. So we need to write chords 1 is C, and then chord 5 is the fifth, C, D, E, F, G. So G, the first, third, fifth, G, B, D. Now there's something important that we need to remember in a minor key when we've got the dominant. Remember, we have to raise the seventh. So this is the 7th degree of the scale. It always falls in the centre of that chord 5. You know exactly where to find that quickly. If we're in C minor, B is the 7th. At the moment that's B flat, so we're going to have to raise that and make that natural. So we want to write our G, B, D triad. However, we need to remember to raise that 7th. So there we go. That's the end of that question, and that's the end of that paper. I do hope that's been helpful to you. I hope it's of benefit to you, and I also hope that you're enjoying working through that paper. I certainly have enjoyed working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be super. Please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated, and please do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.